are considering only P, only that is the single wheel load. So what we have to do, but here we are getting what? There are two wheels are attached to this axle. So what there will be some problem. If we do not consider this as a single, then during our analysis, we may face some problem. Okay. So in order to reduce that problem, what we are doing? We are converting this dual wheel into the single wheel. See here, as shown here, I've taken it out, and we are seeing it from the cross section. Okay, we are seeing from this. This was from the top view. Now this is the cross sectional view. It will look like this. This is another wheel. This wheel. Okay, like this. So I'm taking that portion here. Now what happens? Sorry. Now see, we are converting this dual wheel into one single wheel. That's why here load is PS, and here it is, we are considering the load acting on this wheel as PD. Okay, that this is the dual combination load. Whereas we have to convert this dual combination load into the single load. Please mute your mic. Everybody, please mute. Please mute your mic. Okay. Now, please mute it. Now, in order to convert this,
ম্যাম কে একটা প্রেজেন্ট করছে, এখানে স্ক্রিন প্রেজেন্ট করছে, আর আপনার ম্যাম কোনো ভিডিও দেখতে পাচ্ছি না, জাস্ট সি বলে সামথিং একটা লেখা আছে।
হ্যাঁ ম্যাম, আপনার কোনো ভিডিও শোই হচ্ছে না।
as I said, please don't click on this present. Okay, present your screen. Nobody should click on it when I am giving lecture.
Okay ma'am, but कोई वीडियो नहीं शो कर रहा ना, इसीलिए शायद उनको देख पा।
See now who is sharing. Amulya, please don't present it. Stop presenting your screen, Amulya. And everybody please mute your mic, okay?
আরে ভিডিও কল বন্ধ কর, সাউন্ডটা বন্ধ কর।
Now everyone can see.
Yes ma'am, yes ma'am.
Okay.
হ্যাঁ এবার দেখা যাচ্ছে। Yes ma'am.
Yes ma'am.
No one should click on that present my screen, okay? While I'm taking the lecture. Now what I was saying, that we have to convert this dual wheel into the single wheel. So how we can convert? For that there are two conditions.
ম্যাম আরেকবার প্রথম থেকে দেখাবেন, ওই প্রথমে ভিডিওটা আসেনি তো।
Okay, see. The topic is on equivalent single wheel load. Please mute your mic, okay? Equivalent single wheel load. For that there are many methods. Now I am going to discuss two methods. How we can calculate this equivalent single wheel load. Please mute your mic. Everyone please mute your mic.
মাইকটা বন্ধ কর, আওয়াজ আসছে।
Okay, so here I am going to discuss the two method, how we can convert this dual wheel into the single wheel. Now why we need to convert this dual wheel into single wheel? For our design purpose. Okay, while designing, whenever you have given a problem, you will see what one load they will give you. Okay, that is the wheel load, and taking this wheel load we are designing the pavement thickness and all. Okay, now this is what, this is only one wheel load. That means for our design purpose we have to consider only one load. But see, in this case what is here? This is the single axle dual wheel. So in this case here two wheels are acting together, working together. So but how we will convert this into one wheel? That method is known as equivalent single wheel load. That means we have to convert this dual wheel combination to equivalent to one wheel load. Okay, now if we converted it and we find that value, that is the equivalent single wheel load of corresponding dual wheel combination. Everyone please mute your mic.
ম্যাম প্রচুর নয়েজ আসছে।
Yes, please. Your mic should be in mute condition. Now for this, how we can do? There are two conditions. What is this? See here. This dual will everybody please mute. Mic টা বন্ধ করো।
শাহাবুদ্দিন ম্যাম।
Sahabuddin, please. Now see here. This is the dual wheel. Okay. As I said that whatever this wheel, they will generate what? They will generate stress on the pavement thickness. Suppose this is your pavement thickness. Okay. This is the cross-sectional view. This is the pavement thickness of certain height, which is given as Z. Okay. So suppose this dual wheel combination will develop some stress and strain at the depth of Z. Suppose this is that value. This is that point. Okay. Now I have to convert this into single load in such a way that the generated stress or strain that this wheel load will generate at the same depth will be equal to this value, which is generated by the dual wheel load. Clear? That means what? Whatever this wheel load will generate over this pavement at the certain depth must be equal to the same conditions. That means same stress and strain value at the same depth. So see here, suppose here at this point it is generating some deflection and it is generating some sigma. Okay. So and at the same depth, the stress and strain generated by this will also be delta and will also be sigma. Both should be same in order to find out this equivalent single wheel load. See here, that's why I've written here this same stress and strain condition. So based on this, we can determine the ESWL. Now before going to that method, let us define as per our diagram. Okay. As per our diagram, what was the definition? ESWL, that is equivalent single wheel load, is a single wheel which is equivalent to dual wheel combination. Okay. And what condition they have to satisfy? That it should produce same stress or same strain or same deflection at the same depth as produced by the dual wheel. That means this dual wheel will produce something value over here at this distance. Okay. This single wheel will also produce same value at this point at the same depth. Then only we can say that this wheel is equivalent to this dual wheel combination. Okay. So this is the concept. Now, as I said, there are two concepts. What is that? Stress should be equal or either stress should be equal. In that way, we can determine one ESL value, ESWL value, or vertical deflection should be equal. That is, sigma should be equal or delta should be equal. These are the two conditions in order to determine the ESWL. Now, based on this condition, there are different methods. Okay. Now, based on equal stress criteria, Boyd and Foster method. I think this one you have already gone through this one. Suppose this one, as I said, when depth will be equals to d/2, load will be somewhere here, P. Okay. And when depth is equals to twice of S, then your load will be somewhere here. That is, this is P, this is 2P. This one, I think you have gone through it already. Okay. Like this. So whatever depth for particular depth, we can easily find ESWI using this line. Okay. So this was the Boyd and Foster method. It can be solved graphically or analytically.
ম্যাম
Now,
ম্যাম এটা আরেকবার রিপিট করবেন? এটা আরেকবার রিপিট করুন।
So this one is not so important for this topic. Why? Because this one you have already gone through it. This one, I think you must remember that formula. Okay. Log ESWL equals to log P. Okay. I think I have gone through this. Plus log 2 into log Z by 2D. Right? Z by D by 2
Yes,
and
ma'am.
here it will be log Z by 4S. right? It was like that formula.
Yes,
This
ma'am.
one you have already gone through it. So this is easy method. Now for today's topic, we are considering only this method. This is marker. So for today's topic is this one. For equal stress, this we are using Boussinesq theory, and we have to use stress distribution chart. I will show you how we can solve the problem using these charts, okay? And equal vertical deflection will be Foster's and Alvin. This is a modified version of this one, Boyd and Foster's, okay? And here we are using deflection factor chart, okay? So here we are using stress distribution chart and here deflection factor chart. I will show you in the later class, okay? See here now how we will calculate. First method, as I said, determination of ESWL as per equal stress criteria. That means we have to keep stress equal for dual condition, a dual wheel combination, and for single wheel combination, okay? And here that concept we are using is Boussinesq equation concept. That means we are using that stress deflection chart is from Boussinesq theory. Now for this factor need to be calculated or determined from the chart. We have to determine this stress factor chart. See here, this is what? This sigma z is the vertical stress that will develop at a certain point at a certain depth due to this combination of the load or single load, okay? That means this is actually the due to wheel load, what is stress generated over a point at certain depth. So sigma is the vertical stress and z is given as the depth for certain depth. That's why it is called sigma z. So this is what? This is stress. This is a stress, okay? And again see here, this is also a stress. Now this is what is stress? This is contact pressure. That means the pressure developed by the tire, okay? This is the stress developed by the wheel load at certain depth, and this is what? This is the contact pressure or the tire pressure, that Q. So this is your tire pressure, okay? See here, both numerator and denominator are what? Stress only. Pressure and stress, both will have same unit, right? So that's why it is called stress factor. Both are of same unit, okay? So this is the stress factor. And as I said, sigma z is the vertical stress at depth of z, okay? Suppose this is this condition. We have to convert this dual wheel to the single wheel. Now for that we must see what are the different load applied over it. The load which is applied on the dual wheel combination, okay, is what? PD. On each load, what load will be applied? PD load. So here also PD, here also PD, okay? And the tire pressure of each load for in dual combination is denoted by Q suffix D. D for dual, okay? And this small a is what? As I said that if this is your wheel, okay, then the load transferred by this wheel over the pavement will be circular in nature. The imprint will be circular in nature. That is, it will transfer the load through circular area. We are considering that imprint to be circular in nature. So we must know this radius value, and that radius is denoted by small a. So we can say since this is a circular in nature, so we can say that this distance is the radius. Obviously, this distance will be equal to this distance only. That's why that distance is considered as small a. Clear? Now this is for the dual wheel combination. We have to convert this into single wheel. We have to convert this into single wheel. So here suppose that is equivalent. The equivalent single wheel of this dual combination is this one. So the load applied on it is P suffix S. S is for single. Now and the tire pressure is Q suffix S, single. Remember that in this area should be, radius must be same. Here, whatever it is the radius value, it should also have the same radius value. The value which will change is only your capital P and Q value, it will change. Okay. So area will, radius will be same here. That is contact area will be same for both the case. So this is for dual combination and this is for single combination. See here, I have given 3 points. Now what are these 3 points? These are actually critical points. Critical point 1, 2, 3 critical points are there. Now what are these locations? These are what? Suppose I'm taking this wheel. So center of the, what is the central axis? This is the central axis of this. This is suppose left wheel, okay, and this is suppose right wheel. So for left wheel, the central axis is this one. So first point will be just below the any wheel, whether it is right wheel or left wheel. Okay, I'm considering for left wheel. So the first condition will be for first point will be just below the left wheel. Okay, so the radial distance of this point and the central axis of this left wheel is how much? What will be the radial distance of this point and the central axis of this left wheel? Will be 0. Okay. Second point, third point will be somewhere between. Suppose this is for left wheel, this is right wheel. Distance between this is this much. So in between these two wheel will lie the third wheel. Okay, and this is the depth of the pavement. So third point is somewhere in between the two dual wheel combination wheels. Okay, and whereas number 2 is in between point 1 and 3. So these are the 3 critical points. In many questions, they will not tell you the critical points values. Okay, that means what will be the distance of this 2, 3, like that they will not ask you. So we have to assume that the critical points will be 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and some of the problem they will give you this point value. That means suppose they will ask that X point is here, which is this much distance from the left wheel. Okay, suppose R distance from the left wheel. They will give you like this also. So in that case also we can find the ESWL. Okay, but as of now we must know these are the 3 critical points. See, point 1 is under the center of one tire. Point 3 is at the center between 2 tires. And point 2 is between this point 1 and point 3. Okay, so our first criteria is what? Our first criteria is equal stress. That means what? The stress developed by this dual wheel combination and the stress developed by this single wheel load will be same. We have to equate this. Okay, so here we are getting that condition. Suppose this is the stress generated at same depth, see Z, Z. Here also Z, here also Z. That means they are at the same depth. So stress developed at the certain depth of Z due to single wheel will be equal to stress developed at a certain depth due to dual wheel. Okay. Now see here what we can do. Multiply this term with QS. If we cut it, we will get sigma Z only. We can write it like this also. Okay. And same here also we can multiply this and divide this by QD. Okay, if we cut this, we will get this value only, sigma Z only. Okay, now see here. What we will do? We will, after simplification, we are getting this one. Now from here, we are getting QS by QD. We are converting this here, putting it there, and we are taking this side. So QS by QD is sigma Z by QD, sigma Z by QS. Okay, now what is this QS? What is this Q value? See here, Q is what? Q is the tire pressure. This is the tire pressure. See here, Q is tire pressure. Suppose you know the load on the tire. Okay, we know the area, contact area. Then can we find this Q value? Obviously, pressure is equals to load per unit area. That is load pi A square, where A is the radius, pi r square. Okay, so Q can be written as load divided by area. So same I have written here like that only. See here, QS, this is for single, that's why I have written here PS. Okay, so PS by,
ম্যাম ইকুয়েশন সলভটা একটু প্রথম থেকে বলুন না, বুঝতে পারছি না ওটা।
see, suppose this is the condition. Okay, we have to keep this condition. This is our first criteria. Criteria is what? Based on equal stress criteria. That means we are equating the stress for single wheel with the stress of dual wheel. Stress generated by single wheel with the stress generated by the dual wheel. Clear? Now simply, suppose this is sigma z, we will multiply this with qs by qs. We can write it like that. And we are multiplying this with qd by qd. Okay. We can write it like this also because qd cuts out. So we will get sigma z only. Now from here we are converting what? We are taking this qd here. Okay. And taking this sigma z by qs that side. So what happens here? Sigma z, this is taken this side and this one is taken this side. So it looks like this. qs by qd and sigma z by qd by sigma z by qs. Okay.
হ্যাঁ বুঝতে পেরেছি।
Now see, now qs is what? Q is your load per unit area. Right, load per unit area. Load as ps and for qd I am writing pd. So ps by pi r square, r is your radius a. Okay. Same here. Now we will cut this. We'll cut this. We will get what? ps by pd is equals to this value. Okay. Now see, ps by pd is this value. Now as I said, the load on the equivalent single wheel load is your ps only. So this is your eswl only. Okay. This is your eswl value. Okay. So we can write from the equation eswl. Okay, ps equals to eswl. So from here we will get eswl is equals to sigma z qd by sigma z qs into pd. That is stress factor for dual wheel combination and stress factor for single wheel load. Clear? So eswl is your stress factor for okay into pd. So this is your formula for eswl using equal stress criteria. See here we are using stress factor. As I already said, in this method, in the first method, we must know the stress factor. Now what is this stress factor? How we can calculate? Let us go to the next page. For that, suppose this is one problem. Okay. See, read out this problem. What is given here? A set of dual tires has a total load of 40 kilonewton. That means two tires together will carry 40 kilonewton. Okay. So individually how much they will carry? 20 kilonewton. And that is your PD value. So PD here is 40 by 2. That is 20 kilonewton. Okay. Contact radius of 114 mm. So this is your A given. And center to center tire spacing of 344 meter. This is your S, small s value. Okay. Now determine the ESWL by Bosnick's theory. That means this is the equal stress criteria. We have to use formula here, equal stress criteria. Okay. For a pavement thickness of how much? 344 mm. Now this is your Z value. Okay. Clear problem? Did you understand the problem? See, a set of dual tire has a load of 40 kilonewton, a contact radius of 114 millimeter, and center to center tire spacing of 344 mm. All these are the specification of dual combination load. How it looks like. We have to draw it, okay? And they're asking, determine the ESWL by Bosnick's theory. If they have given like this, that means we have to use stress chart. They will provide you one more chart along with this problem. Okay? By looking at that chart also, we can...
Ma'am,
Yes?
a set of dual tires. A set
Yes.
of dual tires means, ma'am, tires on both sides or tires on single side?
No. Only single side. See in the first page. See here. I have drawn here.
Okay,
See.
means left or right? Left or right?
Anyway.
Any side?
Any side.
Okay.
Okay? This one.
Okay.
See this diagram.
Okay, ma'am. Understood. Thank you.
Welcome. Any doubt till now, other people?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So they are asking you to determine the ESWL. Okay. Now they have given condition also. What? Bosnick's theory. That means this is the first criteria, equal stress criteria. Okay. So that means they will provide you one stress chart also, stress distribution chart also, which looks like this. Okay. With the problem, they will give you this chart also. See, it's given here, vertical stress distribution chart for single layer. Okay. Now see, in this equation, in order to, what I said, for solving this problem, we must know stress ratio value. Now this is your stress ratio. See, it's given here. This is your stress ratio. This value is your stress ratio. In some of the charts, they will give you here, instead of small q, they will give you small p. That means this is stress only. Okay. In my previous lecture, or in my previous page, it was sigma z by q. Okay. But here it is sigma z by p. Both are same, either p or q. That means both are stress only. That is tire pressure. Okay. And in some question, they are giving this 100. That means all these values are in percentage. This 5 means this is 5%. This is 8 means 8%. And if in some cases they are not providing this 100, that means they will give you in decimal. So here it will be, this is 4, so it will be 0.04. If it is 10, then it will be 0.1, like that. Okay. So how we will calculate? For this, first draw the chart. Draw that dual wheel combination with whatever details they have provided. So they said that dual wheel will carry 40 kilonewton. So each wheel will carry how much? Only 20 kilonewton. So PD is here 20. Okay. A, as I said, this is the contact radius. It is provided how much? 114 mm. Okay. And S, they have given center to center spacing as, this is the S value. Okay. So this is given as 344 mm. And Z they have provided. Z is 344 mm. Okay. And they have not given any critical points also. So now we will consider, for this case, there are 3 critical points. Okay. So we are assuming that one will be just below any tire. Suppose this is that one. Another will be between the tires. Okay. So this one, this is in the middle distance, somewhere at the midpoint. And second point will be middle of the point 1 and point 2, in between point 1 and the point 2. So it is here, point 3. So point number 2 is this one. Okay. Now see here, in order to get this stress ratio sigma z by q from this chart, now what are the other factors that are required to be determined? Yes.
मैम कोई एक लड़का मैम क्लास ज्वाइन करना चाह रहा है, लेकिन उसको दिखा रहा है कि कोई अगर उसको परमिशन देगा तभी ज्वाइन कर पाएगा, कुछ ऐसा।
इसलिए that's why I said that join the class on time. इसे बार-बार इंटरप्शन होता है ना, हर कोई तो करते हैं। कौन कर रहा है?
इमोन भट्टाचार्य मैम, इमोन भट्टाचार्य जी। हम लोगों का सेक्शन नहीं, सेक्शन डी का।
अब देखो वो आएगा, फिर से कुछ गड़बड़ हो जाएगा। ऐड कर दिया,
वो हमको मैसेज किया।
ठीक है, दिखाई दे रहा है ना स्क्रीन सबको?
हाँ मैम, हाँ मैम दिखाई दे रहा है।
Okay. Now see, as I said, in order to get this value sigma z by p, what are the other parameters that we have to determine? First parameter is your z by a. See, it's given here. अच्छा, ये वाला वैल्यू देखो, this one. See, here it is z by a. Okay, this is depth by radius. This is z by a. That means this axis, y axis will be your.
দেখা যাচ্ছে না।
কি
দেখা যাচ্ছে না? সি দেখা যাচ্ছে
ম্যাম, কোঅর্ডিনেটরে সি অনলি দেখা যাচ্ছে।
ম্যাম সি অনলি দেখা যাচ্ছে, আর কিছু দেখা যাচ্ছে না।
wait.
আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছিলাম, আমারটা পরিষ্কার আসছে।
Now tell me, can you see now?
Yes ma'am.
Others? Sabnam?
Yes.
Okay.
হ্যাঁ ম্যাম, দেখা যাচ্ছে।
The y axis will be your z by a axis. Okay, so we will get z by a from this y-axis. So in order to find this sigma z by p, we must know z by a value, as well as we must know this. See here, it is given r by a. Can you see here, r by a? So this curve, individual curve values are r by a. Whatever those values see here, r by a equals to 1 means this curve. Okay, r by a equals to 1.5 means we have to use this curve. Okay, so similarly r by a equals to 3 means we have to use this curve. So in order to get this value, we must know this r by a and we must know this z by a. So first we have to calculate this z by a and r by a. Now let's see how we will calculate this one. Okay, we have identified the points. Okay, now see, before going to the problem, we must find this QD value also. Okay, now QD, how we will find out? We know the load, we know the contact radius. So can we know the area? As I said, Q is what? Q is your load per unit area. Okay, that is pi a square. We know P value, we know A value. So we can find Q. If we put PD here, that means we will get QD. Okay. So using that equation, we have obtained QD also. So these are the data we already know from our given problem. Problem. Okay. Now before calculating that sigma z by P, we must know this depth R A. Say for example for left wheel. Okay. So we are going to the diagram once more. See, for left wheel, this is the first point. Now for first point, what is the z by a value? This first point is at depth of 344. Okay. And z by a will be what? Z by a will be, what is the depth of this first point? 344. And a is your 114. So after calculating, we will see it is coming out to be 3 value. Okay. Similarly for point 2, what is z by a value? Z by a for 2 is what? Again see, this depth is how much? For point number 2, depth will be again 344 only. So second point is also at the depth of 344. And a is constant for everyone. So a is also constant. 114. Second, we will get 3. Now similarly for 3 also, we will get z by a equals to 3. Why? Because they all are at the same depth of z equals to this much, and the area and the contact radius is constant value, which is 114 for all the points. So obviously z by a will also be same for all the points in both the case, either in left wheel condition or we will get it from right wheel condition. Okay, so here we have calculated that z by a value. See, for point 1 from the left wheel, z by a is this one. Point 2 for the left wheel, z by a is this one. And again for 3 also, z by a is 3 only. Why? Because z value is same for point 1, point 2, point 3, and a value is also same for point 1, point 2, point 3. Clear? As I said, we need z by a, and another parameter that we need is r by a. Now what is r by a? Say for example from left wheel for point number 1, what will be the r by a value? Let us go to the diagram. See, for left wheel, okay, these are left wheel for first point. Now r is what? R is your radial distance, okay, of that point from the central axis of the wheel. So for this left wheel, this is the central axis. Okay. Now we have to find distance of every point from this axis. The point 1 is just below the left wheel only. So for this point, r is your 0. Okay. Clear? For first point, your r from the left wheel will be 0. Now what will be the point number 3? So our distance is how much? Suppose total distance, as I said, it is 344. and this third point will lie somewhere in between this 3, 4, 4. That is center to center. The gap is, so our value will be half of this value. Okay, that means 0.3 will be at distance of 3, 4, 4 by 2 from the
ম্যাম
left
একটা
wheel.
কোশ্চেন ছিল
What?
ম্যাম ফার্স্ট ভ্যালুটা একবার জিরো কেন ওটা আরেকবার রিপিট করবে?
Because it lies just below the left wheel, right? So that's why from left wheel, what is this distance then? What is the distance of 0.1 from the left wheel? Perpendicular distance. That is 0 only. Now what is this third point perpendicular distance from this left wheel? That is from the center axis of this left wheel. If this is 3, 4, 4, so this will be 3, 4, 4 by 2 only. So this distance is 3, 4, 4 by 2. Whereas 0.2 will be how much distance away? This is a
Ma'am.
central axis. Yes.
পয়েন্ট এই যে 344টা ওটা তো ক্লিয়ার স্পেসিং হবে।
No, that is given center to center spacing. See here, center to center spacing. Okay.
मैं
अरे
वीडियो
मैम,
फिर से चला गया हूँ, कुछ दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है। ये कौन प्रेजेंट किया बीच में चला गया अभी।
मैम सेंटर टू
ये बीच में प्रेजेंट
कर रहा है भाई।
Yes, Saurav Hazra.
काय प्रेजेंट दे रहा है।
Yes, Saurav Hazra, tell me.
সৌরভ না সুমিত। হ্যাঁ বলছি যে এই যে 344 এই যে আপনি সেন্টার টু সেন্টার বলছেন, তো টায়ারের তো এই হাফটার রেডিয়াসটাও তো নিয়ে নিচ্ছে 114
See here, they have given in the question that center to center tire spacing, not the inner gap. If they have said that, then that will be your D value. Okay, inner walls. If they have said the distance between the inner walls of the tire, then that will be your D. But here they have already given it is center to center. That means this is the wheel, center of the wheel will be here. This is another wheel, the center of the wheel will be here. So center to center distance is 344. Clear?
ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে
Clear?
তাহলে ম্যাম থ্রিটা তাহলে হাফ হয়ে যাবে তাই তো? 0.3টা যে সেন্টার টু সেন্টার স্পেসিং ডিসটেন্সটার হাফ হয়ে যাবে।
Yes, exactly.
আর তাহলে
this distance will be your S by 2.
172 হচ্ছে।
Okay. Whereas this distance will be your S by 4.
Okay.
S by 2 by 2. That is what is S by 4 only. So this distance will be S by 4. Okay. Sorry. This distance.
এই ডিসটেন্স গুলো কি সবসময় এইভাবে ইকুয়াল হয়?
হ্যাঁ
মানে এই ডিসটেন্স গুলো কি ইকুয়ালি হবে, মানে s by 2
yes they have already
s by 2
they have already tell that the critical point are placed in 3 points. One is just below the wheel, any wheel, okay, any tire. Another will be in between the two tires. In between means what? At the center, okay, and another will be in between 0.1 and 0.3. So 2 will be somewhere here. Okay. In some questions,
Okay.
they will give you the R value. They will say, suppose they are telling they have given this point, okay, at this region. So they will give you this R value. That time you have to find in that way only. Okay. But here, since they have not given anything, so we must consider the critical points only, where in this any of these three maximum stress will be generated. So see here, now we get R value, A is known, so R by A we will calculate, we know Z by A for all the points. So we will make a table. Okay, it will be easy for you to calculate. See, for 0.1, Z by is how much? 3, 3, 3. 0.1, as I said, that 0.1 is just below the left wheel. So R is here 0. Okay, that's why it is 0 by 114, which is 0 again. Second point is your S by 4 distance from the left wheel. So here S is 344. So 344 by 4. A is again 114. So you are getting 1.75. And for 0.3, it is at between the two tires. So 344 by 2 by 114. A is 114. So we are getting these values. Okay. Now we know Z by A for 0.1 and R by A for 0.1. Let us go to the chart. So Z by A is 3 and R by A is 0. So this chart, okay. See, your Z by A is somewhere here. So Z by A will like this. It will go like this, okay. Somewhere here at 3 somewhere. And here,
ম্যাম একটা কোয়েশ্চেন,
yes.
এখানে যে সেন্টার টু সেন্টার ডিসটেন্সটা বলে দিয়েছে 344, এটা যদি আমার দুটো টায়ারের এমনি স্পেসিংটা যদি বলে দিত 344, তাহলে কি আমার এই r/4 আর r/2 এটা এরকমই থাকতো?
r/4
মানে সরি s/4 s/2 এরকমই থাকতো, মানে
no, see, you can just remove this also. Just consider this value now. Okay, whatever is this value, that will be your r/4, and this is your 344/4, and this will be your 344/2.
Oh, acha.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, for first point from the left wheel, okay, first point from the left wheel is what? Z by A is 3 for all the points. So I will cut one line, okay. This is your Z by A. Now take for first point R by A is 0. So we have to use which curve? First curve. See, R by A is 0 for this one. For which curve? For this curve, first curve. Okay. Now we'll go down, and we will say where this curve will cut this Z by A value. So it cuts here, somewhere here. Okay. Now go perpendicular. We will get sigma Z by Q from where? From this axis. So we have to go upward. Okay. So go upward. So from here I can say it is somewhere like, suppose, 15%. For point 1, Z by A is 3. For point 1, R by A is 0. So here we are using this curve. It touches this line here, and we will go perpendicularly to find the sigma Z by P value. So this is your sigma Z by P for point 1. For point 1, okay, from left wheel. See here, from left wheel, as I said, from left wheel, here Z by A is 3, and from left wheel, here R by A for point 1 is 0. We calculated it already. Okay. So use these two values now and go to this chart. Okay. Now your Z by A is this graph. This axis will give you Z by A. So Z by A is here 7, 6, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3. Our Z by A is 3. So mark a line. Okay. Draw a line. Now your R by A for that particular point is 0. So which line we have to use? We have to use this line. First line, okay? So first line we will go where it touches this Z by A. It touches it here. So for this R by A equals to 0 and Z by A equals to 3, what will be the corresponding sigma Z by Q? Just go vertically up. As I said, this axis will give you sigma Z by Q or sigma Z by P. So from here we can see that it lies between 10 to 20. Again, this is with your eye estimate again. Okay. So as per my eye estimate, I have taken this as 15%. Okay. So for point number 1, whose Z by A is 3 and whose R by A is 0, the corresponding sigma Z by P will be 15%. So let us go, and I have put it there. See, I got 15%. Okay. It will be provided. Okay, in the equations.
मैम
Yes.
मैम वो क्वेश्चन में जो था ना, जो टायर का सेंटर टू सेंटर बोला है ना इस क्वेश्चन में, वो अगर मैं वो साइड में होता, मतलब बाहर होता, तो फॉर्मूला क्या सेम रहता? वो s/4 s/2 का हिसाब से?
नहीं, see, don't consider this s. Okay, this just forget this s. Okay, now you know this distance. Center to center means this distance you know. So using this distance, we have to estimate this distance, and we have to estimate this distance. Okay. Now see, as per the diagram,
ma'am, every time it will be given as center to center distance, or sometime it will give outer distance also?
Yes, what you're talking about, this inner to inner distance?
Yeah, inner to inner,
Yes,
inner.
yes.
Maybe inner, maybe outer, but will it give always center to center distance or new
No,
intervals?
no. See, it may be provided D also. That time you can calculate the center to center distance by just adding D with twice of A. Okay, this side is A and that side is A.
Okay, means I have to calculate every time by center to center distance, these
Yes,
critical
yes,
points.
yes. Because these
Okay.
points are arranged in such manner only. They have said that this point will be in between the two tires. That means what? In between the center to center spacing only, na? Clear?
Okay, ma'am, understand.
Okay,
Yeah,
ma'am.
Now for all the points we have calculated. Okay, say for example, I will go for point 2 also. I will show for point 2 also. Now how? See, point 2, for point 2, Z by A is 3 and R by A is 0.75. Okay, let us go. So Z by A is 3. This is 3 common for every points. Okay, for all the points Z by A is same because Z is same, depth is same and A is also same. So this is fixed. Only R by A is varying. Now the R by A for second point from left wheel is your 0.75. So see here. Second curve is 0.5 and third curve is 1. 0.75 is not given. Then we have to assume one curve in between these two curves. Okay. Suppose this is that curve. It will go and it touches here. It will touch the Z by A equals to 3 line in this point. Now go perpendicular.
হ্যালো ম্যাম বলছি ম্যাম জেড বাই এ আর বাই এ যে ভ্যালুটা নিলেন দুটো কনসিডার করে ওটা 15% কেন হলো পার্সেন্ট?
Because see here it is given here if they will provide like this 100 into sigma z by q or sigma z by p, that means this is in percentage. These values are in percentage. Okay, and in some diagram or in some case they will give you only above here, they will show you only sigma z by p or q. Okay, that means that time those are in decimal points. So instead of 10 here they will give you 0.1, instead of 8 they will give you 0.08 if this one is provided. But in the, see here it's already given here, the stress in percent of surface concept here, stress in percent of surface contact pressure. That's why all these are in percentage value according to this chart. Clear?
Clear.
So for 7.5 I'm getting somewhere here, I've taken that as 12. Okay, so I have put it here as 12. Similarly for 0.3 I will get it as 8%. Okay, so all the points we got, but this is only for the left wheel. Now similarly we are going to find it for the right wheel also. For right wheel, now what are the R by A will be varied. How? Because distance will be now varying. How? Now we have to take here this axis. The axis of right wheel is this one. Okay, so now we have to consider the distance from this axis. So for 0.1, what is the distance from this axis? How much is this distance? 344. Okay, for 0.1 from the right wheel, your R value is 344. So R by A will be 344 by 114. Like that way we will calculate. For 0.2, what is this distance now? 344 minus 340 by 4.
344 minus A.
This is not A value. This is how much?
Yes.
This is 344 by 4. This value was your 344 by 4. Okay. Right.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So this distance will be your 344 minus this value. Okay. And what is this distance?
344 half.
Yes, 344 by 2. So like this way we will get different R values for different point from right wheel. Okay. So and corresponding R by A value also. So here I have already given. See here. First case it is 3. R by A is 3. Second point it is 2.26 and third point it is 1.508. So using these two values from the chart, again this chart, we have to find out this sigma z by q, this one, okay, sigma z by q values. First tell me, did you understand how to determine this value using this chart?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. বুঝতে পেরেছি। আবার z by a টা দেখিয়ে দেবেন, ভুলে গেছি।
Z by a. See, Z by a will be same for this case also. From here also it will be same only, because all points are at the distance of 344 only. So Z is fixed for all the points and a is again constant. So Z by a will be same. For every case, Z by a will be same. Clear?
Okay.
ম্যাম
Yes,
একটা
ma'am.
কথা, ওই যে 0.75 টা ফর লেফট হুইলের জন্য যে এ থেকে নিলেন গ্রাফটা থেকে, ওটা তো ম্যাম 80 এর দিকে নিলেন, বাট ওটা তো ম্যাম লেফটের দিকে 0.5 0.4 0.3 এরকম ভাবে আছে, তো ওটা তো ওই দিক থেকে হবে নাকি?
See here. I said 0.5 and see this point, this curve is your 1 and the second curve is your 0.5. So 0.75 r by a equals to 0.75 will be obviously in between this value only, na? In these two curve only. Okay, so I have drawn one imaginary curve and see where this curve will touch this z by a line. Suppose this is your z by a line, so it touches here. So go now corresponding z by sigma z by p is I have taken here as 12%. Okay.
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে,
like that. So in this way you will calculate. So total 6 values will be there for every point for 2 wheels. Okay, right and left wheel. Now I am taking it in a single chart. See here, left wheel, right wheel. For left wheel, z by a, r by a, and using these two from the chart we are getting sigma z by q. S why? Because I am only considering left wheel only. That's why single qs. Okay. Similarly for right wheel also like that only, again S, because this is also one wheel only, single wheel. And the last column will be for dual wheel. That means we have to add this two. This is your for only one left wheel. This is only for right wheel. So for both the wheels, what will be the value? We have to add up. Okay. So 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, all values you will put it down. Just now add this value. For suppose from left wheel for 0.1, your sigma z by q came out to be 15. And for right wheel for 0.1, it came out to be 3. So add 15 plus 3, 18. Similarly for second point, 12 from left wheel and 5.5 from right wheel. Add up, we will get this one. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now see, what was the formula? Remember the formula of finding ESWL? Your ESWL, that is PS, right? Single wheel load. PS, using this equal stress criteria, it was sigma z by q d by sigma z by q s. Okay, stress factor for dual combination, stress factor for single combination into dual wheel load. Okay, dual combination wheel load. So now this sigma z by qd we will get from this column. This is for dual combination. Okay, for dual combination sigma z by q, this one. And we will get this term from this, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 values for this one and there are 3 values for numerator term. Okay, so among these 6 values, take the maximum value, which is what? See, 15, 12, 8, 3, 5.5, 8. So what is the maximum value among this? 15. So put it here. So it will be 15. And here it is among 3, the maximum value is 18. So put it 18 here. Clear? See here. Stress factor, take the maximum value. So for single wheel, sigma z by qs, maximum value will be, see, all these are for single wheel only. All these are for single wheel, right? For left wheel and for right wheel. So among these, take the maximum. So this one. And these are for the dual combination. So among these, take the maximum, which is this one. Just use those corresponding values in the equation, which is your ESWL is equals to sigma z by QD by sigma z by QS into PD. PD was how much? It carried 40 kilonewton total wheel load. So individually they are carrying 20 kilonewton. So PD is 20 kilonewton. So this will be 18 divided by 15 into 20. We will get 24. This is your required answer, ESWL, for the given problem. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now this is that method, okay, stress criterion method. Now they will ask you to determine the stresses. Okay, they will ask you to determine the stresses, vertical stresses that will develop. This is due to this dual wheel combination at point 1, point 2, point 3. Then how you will calculate? That is, they will ask you to find sigma z1, sigma z. Huh?
अपना sound fluctuate करते
Okay, this was the first part. Okay, to find the ESWL, how you will find using stress chart. Okay, done. Sometimes they will ask you to find the stress that is developed due to this dual wheel combination on the critical point. Vertical stress developed on the critical point. That is what? Sigma z is the vertical stress. Okay, so for point it is 0.1. Sigma z vertical stress for 0.2 it will be 0.2. So sigma z3 will be the vertical stress on 0.3. They will ask you to calculate those values also sometimes. They will ask you what is the vertical stress developed at the critical points. Okay, due to this wheel load combination, dual wheel load combination. Then how we will find out? Simple. Whatever value we get here, this 18 will just equate this with this equation. For 0.1, sigma z1 we will get by equating these two. For 0.2, we will get sigma z by equating these two. Okay, and for 0.3, we will get sigma z by equating these two. If we equate these two, what happens? See, sigma z is 1. This one is for 0.1. So sigma z1 by QD into 100 is your 18%. Okay, so we know QD. We have already calculated the QD value in the first place only. Okay, first place only. So we know the value of QD. Just put it here. We will get the value of sigma z1. Now QD is what? As I shown in the first case only. See here how to calculate QD. QD is this stress. Okay, the tire pressure that will be developed on the wheel. This is your QD. So this is pressure, this is load, you know the radius. So for using these equations here, QD is equals to load per unit area. Stress is equals to load per unit area. So QD, that means PD by pi A square. PD is 20. Okay, it was in kilonewton. I convert it into Newton. And A is here in millimeter. So it will be in millimeter. So unit will be Newton per millimeter square. So QD came out to be 0.489 Newton per millimeter square. So use that value here. QD we will use in this equation. See for first point, sigma z1 by QD into 100 is 18. So sigma z1 will be how much? 18 into QD is what? 0.489 by 100. We are getting this one. Okay, this much stress, vertical stress, is generated at point number 1. So similarly at point number 2, what we will do? I said equate this now this equation with this value. There we will get sigma z. Okay, like that only. See. For point 1, point 2 and point 3. Clear?
Now I'm also
Yes, ma'am.
See here. What is the stress factor for dual wheel? This much. Okay, that means if we equate this equation with this one, this value, then here QD we know 0.489 Newton per millimeter square. Okay, now this factor is unknown. Now what is this factor? This factor is the sigma z, that is the vertical stress developed at point 1. As I said, sometimes they will ask you to develop this, find out this sigma z value. for different points. That is sigma z1. If you have to find sigma z1, then we have to equate this equation with 18. If you have to find sigma z2, then we have to equate this equation with this one. Okay. And again, if we have to find sigma z3 for point 3, then we have to equate this equation with 16. Okay. So after equating and solving, we are getting this corresponding sigma z1 is this much, sigma z2 is this much, and sigma z3 is this much. Clear?
हाँ मैम बुझতে পেরেছি
Okay. Now, similar topic. Okay, that was your equal stress. Now this is your equal deflection. Same procedure, same method. Only the difference is that we have to find your deflection factor. There we found stress factor sigma z by q into 100. Now here with using the chart we will find deflection factor. Okay. As we all know, this is your Burmeister. We have already used this equation, right? In Bosinick's equation or in Burmeister equation, right? Delta S. This is the deflection due to single wheel. Formula is this one. Okay. And deflection due to dual wheel is this formula. Okay. So as I said, in this method, second method, we have to equate the deflections. That in the first method, we have equated the stresses. So now equate just this to deflection. After equating and solving, we are getting this equation. Finally, in order to find ESWL, we have to find FD by FS factor now. Okay, that means we have to find this F factor for dual and F factor for single. Similarly, in the above, it was what? Sigma Z by Q for dual and sigma Z by Q for single. Okay. Same here, it is that was stress factor for dual, stress factor for single into PD. We did like that only in the first case. So here also same. Instead of sigma Z by Q, we have to find F for dual, that is deflection factor for dual, and like this, we have to find deflection factor for single. Now how we will find? Procedure same. I have used the same problem. Okay, same. Again, like that only Z by A, Z by A, R by A, R by A, we will find out. Now, for all the points we found out, okay. Now you have to use this graph. They will give you this graph for deflection factor. Sometimes they will ask you to find out ESWL using deflection factor. So that time they will give you this chart, okay. See, this is the deflection factor chart for single layer. Same. Here also this axis will give you your Z by A. All these curves are corresponding to R by A value, and instead of here it was 100 sigma Z by Q, here it will be your F value. Process is same. Say for example, our first point Z by A was 3. Okay, 3.
Ma'am, deflection factor to তাহলে percentage ही হবে তো?
No, this is factor only. Okay. No, only whatever it comes. Whether it is 0.5, then it will be 0.5 only. Okay. And this is your R by A of suppose 0. So we will, this point, this line will touch here. So it is somewhere here. Okay. So I have taken for the first case, it came out to be 0.4.
Ma'am, ছবিটা একটু zoom করবেন?
Okay, wait. Now you can see. See, for
yes,
Z
sir.
by, for first point, here also problem is same. So Z by A will be 3 only. Okay. For first point from the left will Z by A will be 3, and for the first point R by A will R by A from the left will be 0 only. See, R by A 0 is this curve, first curve only. So we will go and we will see where this touches this 3 line. 3 sigma Z equals to 3 line. It touches here. Now go vertically up somewhere here. Okay. So it's about some point. I can say 0.48 here, 0.49. Okay. So I have taken 0.49. Suppose. Let us see what I have taken. Actually, I forgot. For left tail, I have taken 0.48. See here, 0.48. See, Z by A is 3, R by A is 0. So, Fs came out to be 0.48. Here, why Fs? Because I am considering only for left wheel, single wheel. That's why it is Fs. Okay. Similarly, for 0.2, 0.3, I will calculate, and here also I will calculate for everyone. All these are for single wheel, and now we will use this big chart. Okay, we will convert it into tabular form. Now this is what determination of deflection factor for dual wheel. That table was for only single wheel. Now for dual wheel, what we will do? We will put all the values that we have obtained. This is Z by 0.123, Z by A, R by A, Fs for single wheel, left wheel, Z by A, R by A, Fs for single right wheel. Now dual wheel, what we will do? We will add this two. We will add this one plus this one. We will get here. Okay. So now see, for single wheel, how many values are there? For left wheel, 3 values. For right wheel, 3 values of F. So among this, to total how many values? 6 values. So among 6, which one is the maximum? This one. Okay. And for dual wheel, how many points are there for FD? 1, 2, 3 only. Okay. For all the points, 3 points. So 3 values are there. And among this, which is the maximum? This one. So our ESWR equation was, so we will write here for single wheel, our Fs, take the maximum value 0.8. For dual wheel, Fd is this value. Now use this in the equation of ESWR based on deflection, equal deflection criteria. So ESWL is equals to Fd by Fs into Pd. We got Fd, we got Fs. Pd, I've converted here into kg, okay? You can keep it in kilonewton also. So it will be 20 kilonewton. Instead of 20 kg, it will be 20 kilonewton. So if it is in kilonewton, your ES will also be in kilonewton. If you convert and put it in kg, it will be in kg only. Unit of ESWL will be unit of PD only. Okay, because these two are unitless. So we are getting answer to be 3250 kg is equivalent single wheel for that 40 kilonewton or 20 kilonewton of dual wheel combination. That means this dual wheel of load 20 kilonewton is converted to single wheel of how much? 3250 kg. Oh, sorry, 32.5 kg. Okay, this was what? This was your 20 kilonewton, and this is also 20 kilonewton. Okay, we have converted this dual wheel into one wheel of load how much? 32.5 kilonewton. So this is the concept of your ESWL. Clear? Any doubt till now?
Clear.
Okay. See, now previous problem, they may ask you to find deflection also. In the previous problem, it was stress ratio chart. So they have asked you to find out stress. Okay. Now here we are using deflection factor chart. So they may ask you to find the deflection. Same easy process. We know the equation for deflection. I have shown here. It's here. See, these are the equation for deflection. See these equations. See, delta is equals to QA by capital E is elastic modulus into factor, deflection factor. Okay, we have to use this formula only. So since we two wheels, dual wheel combination load is acting on that pavement, right? So we have to find delta D only. So this is delta D. So for first point, delta D1. For second point, delta D2. And for third point, it will delta D3. So here it will be QD into A by E into FD1. Because we are finding for 0.1. So FD1 is how much? 0.76. So put it here, 0.76. A is given 1. Acha, you have to keep it in mind. Okay, units should be same. Q, if you put Q in kg per centimeter square, E in kg per centimeter square, then this will be in centimeter. Okay, it was given in millimeter, so I have converted into centimeter. And sometimes E value may not be provided. At that time, we have to assume it as 3 into 10 to the power 5. Unit is kg per centimeter square. Okay. That's why I've converted this QD into kg per centimeter. That time you have to keep it in mind. The unit should be, if this is in kg per centimeter square, this will also be in kg per centimeter square only. But in our problem, they have given in millimeter and in kilonewton. So in that manner, we have to convert the units. Okay. So put every value here. We will find for first case, delta is this much. Okay. Now here for second point we have to use FD2. So what is the value of FD2? 0.77. Okay, so use here 0.77. Other values are provided, put it. So similarly we will find for 0.3 this much value. So in this way you will find out the deflection also. Okay, so any query still now?
No, ma'am.
Everyone?
No, ma'am.
এটা তো বুঝলাম, আপনাকে যে কালকে যে ম্যাথটা পাঠালাম না, কালকে যে ম্যাথটা পাঠালাম যে সেম ম্যাথ দেওয়া আছে, কিন্তু এখানে টায়ার প্রেসার অ্যাড করা আছে, টায়ার প্রেসার। হ্যাঁ, ওইটা কি করে করব?
টায়ার প্রেসার অ্যাড করা আছে মিন্স
আপনাকে কালকে যে ম্যাথটা পাঠালাম না, ওই ইকুয়েশন ক্রাইটেরিয়া যে আজকে যেটা পড়াচ্ছেন, ওইটারই ওইরকমই ম্যাথটা কিন্তু একটু আলাদা টাইপের করা আছে আর কি। হ্যাঁ,
okay, I will see. Okay, I have already seen it, but right now I couldn't remember.
ম্যাম
Tell.
আরেকটা কোয়েশ্চেন আছে, সেটা হচ্ছে যে আমরা টেবিলে R/A যে একটা রেশিও মানে বার করলাম, ওখানে আপনি বললেন এখানে R এর ভ্যালুটা দেওয়া নেই বলে আমরা ওই পয়েন্ট গুলো করব, তো মানে যদি R এর ভ্যালু ওখানে দেওয়া থাকে তাহলে কি ওই R এর ভ্যালুটা যেটা কোয়েশ্চেনে মেনশন করা থাকবে সেটাই ধরে করতে হবে, তাই তো?
Exactly, that only. Sometimes they will give you conditions. Okay, they will ask you to find out stress or deflection at point between the left wheel, at the point somewhere below the left wheel. Okay, that time your R will be what? 0 in case of left wheel. Okay, sometimes they will ask you to find out that ESWL or deflection or stress for point at some distance from the left wheel. They will provide you the distance. That means they have provided you the R value. Okay, so that time you need not to calculate from the diagram, you have to put that R value only. But sometimes they will ask you, they will say that it is in between the two tires, or they will say in between just below the right tire or right wheel or left wheel. They will tell like that. Okay, so in that way we have to determine the R value.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, no doubt?
No.
Mrinmoy.
এখন জয়েন করছে মিনময়।